Well. Bet you didn't think I'd be back for the grand final. It's been a while, but welcome back to the UCATT channel, where today I'm going to have a yarn about the 2024 AFL grand final, my thoughts, what I think is going to happen, and this is the start of kickstarting consistent uploads once again. I apologize for the last few months. Honestly, life has just been prioritized over YouTube, but now I'm starting to get that balance back and I can start to cooperate the two once again. So thank you all for your patience. I apologize, but we are back. Got heaps of content coming out over the next week, heaps of postseason content, and I can't wait to crack into it over the summer. Righto, let's get into it. It's the big game. It's the first interstate grand final since 2006 and of course 2005, where the Swans and the Eagles played off in both of those. One of those teams will be returning, and luckily it isn't the West Coast Eagles, it is the Sydney Swans, who will be playing the Brisbane Lions at the MCG, 2:30 on Sunday. This game has the ability to be an all-time great grand final. Last year, I'll be honest, I think we all hope and pray that we get a close grand final. We always predict close grand finals more out of hope than actual knowledge, but and I'll be honest, last year I was expecting a big Collingwood win. I didn't expect it to go down to the wire. I have a sense this year is going to be an absolute cracker. Two teams, the 2023 grand final loser and the 2022 grand final loser. These two teams are here for revenge. It will be the worst heartbreak you have ever felt for the team that loses. The MCG is going to be packed out with 100,000 interstate fans who have travelled from Queensland and New South Wales. We've got a state of origin at the MCG. There's only one change that's been made in between the two teams. Sydney have gone unchanged. Brisbane forced into removing Oscar McInerney from the team. He played the entire prelim with an injury, but Darcy Fort will replace him for the grand final. He dislocated both of his shoulders, I think, which is so stiff. Now, just keep a watch on Logan McDonald. He was training very lightly in the open training today at the MCG, and the emergencies did pick up in their workload. So they are Aaron Francis, Peggle Adams, and Caden Cleary. 3 potential replacements for McDonald. No Taylor Adams there. He is going to miss another grand final, which is so stiff. Now, for me, around the contest, these two teams are quite even. McInerney's a big blow, I'll be honest. I think Brodie Grundy should be able to do a number on Darcy Fort. Darcy Fort will almost be in that role of just trying to weather the storm, because he knows Grundy's a better player than him and will get on top of him in the hit-outs. It's all about just weathering Grundy's impact around the ground. But then you've got at the contest, it's just superstar galore. The Swans, they've got Heaney, Rowbottom, Warner, Goulden, Jordan. They've got so many players that can run through there. With the Lions, Dunkley, Lockie Neal, Will Ashcroft, Hugh McCluggage, Jasper Fletcher, even Cam Rainey gets a run in there, sometimes Zach Bailey. So many superstar names from both teams. I think around the contest, it will be quite even. If Grundy gets 2 on top of Darcy Fort, I'm scared how the game could pan out. I think the forward line, particularly for Sydney, needs to be carried by the live wires. I don't place a huge amount of faith in Logan McDonald and Joel Amati in terms of stepping up, clunking big marks. They're very good and serviceable players, but are they players you want leading your forward line on grand final day? I'm not sure. So that's where the live wires like Will Hayward and Tom Papley really need to step up, and those tools just need to do a job of getting the ball to ground and getting it to those superstar guys. And I think that's where a guy like Papley or Hayward, if the Swans win, could pick up a Norm Smith. The Swans back 6 for the majority of the season, apart from that really poor patch towards the end of the season, have been so strong. Dane Rampy just gets to play in this game after that bump from last week. Tom McCartan, Nick Blakey providing that darting run that, I mean, pretty much any team in the comp can't really stop. Jake Lloyd, Lewis Melican, who has revitalised his Swans career. And the emergence of Matt Roberts. What a player he's been to watch this year. He's turned into just an absolute ball magnet off halfback, and he's such a good player to watch. He uses the ball with such precision, and even when it isn't with precision, it's usually a kick that works in the Swans' favour. He loves having footy in his hands. I think his teammates love the footy being in his hands, and he's such an important player for Sydney. Let's move on to the Lions, and I think that Matt Roberts role is almost perfectly mirrored by the way Dane Zorko has been playing for the Brisbane Lions this year. On Brownlow night, he picked up so many votes playing in that quarterback role. And that backline this year has just been held down by a brilliant year from Harris Andrews. And we'll give a shout out to Darcy Wilmot as well. I think he's been such a crucial part of the Brisbane back 6, a really underrated part, you can almost say. We know the run they have. Dane Zorko, while he doesn't provide the run, he provides the meters gain whenever he has the ball in his hands. You've then got Darcy Wilmot, Connor McKenna, Jasper Fletcher, Will Ashcroft, Hugh McCluggage, all these guys with legs, Jared Berry. They've got serious legs on them, and that's where Brisbane like to play their fast footy. And their live wires, I've got to say, when they're on, they are on. The Brisbane live wires are a bunch of players that can be off, and when they're off, Brisbane are not a good team to watch. But lately, they have not been turned off. Cam Rayner, Charlie Cameron, Kai Lohmann, what a player he has turned out to be this year for Brisbane. I didn't think out of all the players to be near crucial to the Lions' success this year, Kai Lohmann would be one of them, but he certainly is. He's a fantastic player. As I said, around the contest, it's going to be quite even. Both teams' back sixes are so good. But for some reason, I just hold a little bit more faith in the forward line of the Brisbane Lions. In that semi-final, we saw Joe Danaher turn into an instant Brisbane Lions club legend with that incredible performance against the Giants. And against the Cats, he didn't kick a goal, but as I said with these Lions, guys, they have to be on. And even when one of them isn't on, the rest of the team got going. That's where the live wires like Callum Archie, Cam Rayner, Charlie Cameron, Zach Bailey, they all stepped up as multiple goal scorers in that prelim. So I just think with the fullback of having one of your tools not play so well and still having those guys at ground level to clean up your work, I just place more faith in the Lions' ability to get the job done in the forward half. I think that's where I look at the game. They're so even in terms of their back sixes, their guys around the stoppage, and their runners on the outside. And I've got to say, in terms of live wires around the ball, if Brisbane can't stop guys like Errol, Chad, and Heaney from just bursting out of the contest, it will be a long day for Brisbane. But I think they've got the intelligence around the ball. Guys like Dunkley and Neil are so important to the organisation of the younger guys like Will Ashcroft. And I think with that intelligence, if they can stop the run from the middle, I've got so much faith in their forward line to beat a very rampant Sydney back six. I feel like this grand final could go either way. It's going to go right down to the wire. But I have the Brisbane Lions. It's going to be a topsy-turvy day. This was such a hard pick. But I have gone with the Lions. Brisbane have developed their game on the MCG fantastically over the past year, and I think they really will step up on grand final day. I feel like this is their year. They played an incredible, near unbeatable Collingwood side on the G last year. This Swan side is very beatable. Both these teams are beatable. I think it'll be topsy-turvy all day, but in the final few minutes, the Lions will kick a few goals to seal it, and I've got the Brisbane Lions winning this game by 17 points. My Norm Smith, I think it will be a live wire that steps up for the Brisbane Lions, and I have Zach Bailey taking out the Norm Smith medal. His ability to roll into the middle of the ground and provide an impact from there, as well as go forward and kick goals from the most absurd angles. Zach Bailey is my 2024 Norm Smith medalist. Righto. Well, I'm back. The grand final's on tomorrow, and I cannot wait for hopefully a fantastic game of footy. Let me know down in the comments, where are you watching the grand final? How are you going to spend your grand final today? And I hope you all enjoy the big dance tomorrow. I'll see you all in the coming days and over the next week for some really exciting content as I'm getting back into making some stuff for you guys. If you did enjoy, please hit the like button and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.